Chat, you guys told me a few days ago this guy made a YouTube video on me, and I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but I want to watch it now. Made everyone look stupid. How a 14-year-old kid became Fortnite's smartest player.
What if I told you that there was a Fortnite player who was only 14 years old but still outsmarted everyone? A player who
I want to react to this.
For the Fortnite World Cup 4 times, won the solo DreamHack in Anaheim, and even won a game on Fortnite's biggest stage, all while using his brain to destroy everyone. This player is the kid
well, this is gonna be
MrSavage.
How long is this video?
Find out how he used
this is gonna be 20 minutes of straight glazing, I think.
To go all the way back to Norway on November 12th, 2004. Martin MrSavage Foss Anderson was raised by his parents Johnny and Solfrid alongside his older brother Michael. You see, Martin was a normal.
I was not raised by my brother, bro. What do you?
Upbringing. He attended a Montessori school, which, for those of you who don't know what it is, it
provides not how you pronounce it, but
learning about their interests rather than formal teaching. At a young age,
that school is a.
Play football together.
Chat, I'm gonna be honest. That school is kind of like for. There's a lot of weird people that go to those kind of schools, but those schools are actually elite, bro. Because all you have to do every day, you do a little bit of work, bro, and then you can just watch all the spastics doing dumb shit for entertainment, bro. Like, it's literally like a circus, but you actually... It's like a circus, but you actually get to, like, learn and shit, you know?
MrSavage found a passion for video games. He spent hours playing CSGO, Ark Survival,
special ed school. Okay, it's not special ed school, but I'm not gonna lie, there was maybe one or two autistic people there, but
CSGO, where he found his newfound love for playing competitive video games. His brother, on the other hand, played video games with him, but what some of you don't know is he's actually an amateur
louder is this good
that plays in Norway's 4th tier for Ulearn If2. Before he went amateur in football, he introduced Martin to a video game that some of you may know, and it's called Fortnite. Michael didn't know it yet, but through that one decision to introduce his little brother to the game, he created Fortnite's smartest player. In late 2017, MrSavage hopped on Fortnite to play some games with his older brother. Like most people at the time, he fell in love with the game. He quickly grew better than his older brother, and in fact, he was so good at the game, he won almost every game he played. His brother told him that he was way too good at the game and should be posting his video gameplay online. This is where he would post his first ever YouTube video on March 22nd, 2018, titled Fortnite 286-meter jumping no-scope with hunting rifle. And well, what is exactly that?
Is this the actual description of the video? Yeet.
6-meter jumping no scope with rifle.
I don't remember typing that, but
it was exactly that.
No scope. No scope.
Chat, look at my name, Savage Boy 88, bro. That's what I used to. That's what I used to call myself, like on CS.
He would go on to post.
Do you guys think MrSavage is bad, bro?
Until he started posting some of his gameplay.
I used to be Savage Boy 88.
2018, he began streaming on Twitch, where he would consistently go live for the first few weeks.
Why 88?
He stopped going live as much, and he focused.
Because my favorite number was 8, but Savage Boy 8 was taken. So I had to take Savage Boy 88.
More hours into getting better at Fortnite. Now, it would be like this for a few months until November 2018 came, when his highlight videos of him dominating lobbies on YouTube began to pick up traction as people saw how smart and skilled MrSavage was. With that newfound success over on YouTube, he began streaming more and more and started to average over 100 viewers. But he wouldn't hold 100 viewers for long. He would actually start to exponentially grow. By December 9th, 2018, he had already hit 100,000 followers and averaged 3,000 viewers. This was some crazy growth, and it was due to him showcasing how good he was at the game, but it wasn't just the skill, it was his brain. Everyone loved watching him for how smart he was, constantly outplaying his opponents. On December 11th, 2018, the very first edition of the Winter Royale was being held. The only problem was you had to be 16 years or older to compete for the prize pool. MrSavage at the time was only, you guessed it, 14. But then he was disqualified for breaking the rules. This would be the first obstacle in the way of MrSavage's Fortnite.
Wait, what? That never happened. I never got disqualified from that tournament. You were allowed to play the qualifiers, but if you weren't 16, you couldn't participate in the finals. And I was never expecting to participate in the finals. I got second place in the qualifier, qualified the finals, and then I was like, oh, I could actually win this tournament if I was allowed to play. So
career. He would have to wait 2 years until he could start competing. While 2018 came to a close, MrSavage's growth didn't. But then he made a decision that he wouldn't ever forget. January 31st, 2019, NRG Esports came knocking at the young MrSavage's door, and he decided to join them. This was a major step in MrSavage's career because now he was signed to one of the biggest organizations in the world and could really take advantage of that. And well, he did. Consistently streaming and posting content over on his YouTube, MrSavage was becoming becoming a household name in the
NRG
Fortnite
was not
scene.
that big before
averaging over
Fortnite, bro.
5,000 viewers and was all over some of those Fortnite highlight channels as being one of the youngest and smartest players in the game. If MrSavage's career wasn't already set, the next announcement would change his life forever. In February 2019, Epic Games announced the Fortnite World Cup, a groundbreaking $30 million tournament ranging across solos and duos that anyone could play in. While they announced the Fortnite World Cup, they also lowered the age limit to compete to 13 years old. That meant MrSavage could compete in future Fortnite tournaments without having to worry about being disqualified for being too young. Immediately, he started working.
Why do you guys say that, bro?
Than he was, as all he wanted to do was qualify for both solos and duos in the Fortnite World Cup. He was so excited by the fact that he would be able to play in his first LAN and solidify himself as a top competitor in the world. But the only challenge in his way is he had to actually qualify. And he wouldn't be able to do this alone either. He needed to find someone who could be his partner in crime, so he could qualify for duos, as a big chunk of the tournaments were in the duo format. This is where he went searching and found Benji Fishy. They immediately clicked, and when I mean clicked, I mean clicked. In the very first tournament they could play together, they earned $250. That was good, but not good enough. They would go on to practice and get better and better just in time for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers. Before the qualifiers, there was the World Cup warm-up event, and they actually went on to win it, earning $2,500. So going into the Fortnite World Cup, Savage and Benji were seen as the best duo on the region by far. Now, it's cool to be expected to do good, but with all that pressure, the only thing that matters is if you can perform at the highest level.
We were actually, me and Benji, in our primes, bro.
Qualifiers, they ended up placing first.
In our primes, we were so much better than so many people, bro.
But even with all that success,
people were so bad at this, like at this time, you know.
If he couldn't qualify in solos, so
people were actually so bad at the game.
Even harder to make sure he could qualify for both solos and duos, and it wasn't going to be easy either. In the following week 3, he would have failed to qualify. So going into week 5, MrSavage wasn't performing as his usual self, but he decided to take matters into his own hands. And while tearing up the lobby, MrSavage would make a play that would leave everyone watching speechless.
Ada limbs this game. They've got to go up the side of a mountain, and it's shadow bomb time. Look at how awkward this is. He's getting completely blocked that out. He's deciding to take storm damage. Yes, Mr. Savage!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
He would go on to qualify and show the world how smart he was.
MrSavage M, rising to the top of the mountain.
Then after qualifying
that was kind of cold, chat.
Early, him and Benji would go on to qualify 2 more times and secure the extra prize winnings. Now everyone was wondering how he did that, and well, I figured it out how. He actually subscribed to me on YouTube. Yeah, I know.
But to the standard that plays so average.
All Benji and Savage were focused on
but it looked cinematic as fuck
in
though.
New York. They grinded super hard and put months of effort into coming
that
up
was
with
actually a cinematic fucking 1v1 clutch, you know.
Shock the world. It was
usually just like somebody just 200 pumps the other kid, you know.
And Savage and Benji packed their bags and flew all the way across the world from Norway to New York to play in the World Cup finals. Savage had one goal in mind, and it was to make his first LAN event a good one. He wanted to win to prove he was one of the Fortnite greats. But things didn't unfold how he wanted to. With all the pressure on his shoulders and being such a fan favorite, MrSavage would go on to place 29th in solos and 14th in
in duos, we needed 2 more points to make $60,000 more. And in solos, I needed 3 more points to make another $60,000. Bro, I was so sad. I was so sad, bro. I placed what? This is like top 30% of the lobby, right? But I still got the same prize for the people that got dead last. And I was so close, bro. And you know what's fucked? In duos, there was only 6 games, right? And in duos, Benji Fishy died to heavy snipers 2 games. He got sniped in the head 2 games. And in solos, phase mega across the lobby, bang, headshot snipes me in solos as well. If snipers were not in the game, bro, this
duos. You see, these placements aren't even that bad, but in the Fortnite World Cup, the prize distribution was heavily focused on the top 20% of the teams, so MrSavage made $100,000, which was the same amount of money.
Of course, that was still insane, but
both solos and duos. Now,
people thought we were gonna win, bro.
But for Savage, all he wanted to do was win the LAN tournament and lift the Fortnite World Cup like Booga did that weekend. So the second the tournament was over and he got home, the streams continued and the grind restarted, this time in full effect. Fortnite announced the new competitive tournament for the season, which was the first edition of FNCS, and it was trio. Surprisingly, he didn't end up playing with Benji, rather he played with Rojo, who got 3rd in the World Cup. And
I did end up playing with Benji, and then I got dropped, bro. And sure, maybe they made a good decision, because they dominated that season. Maybe they were lacking a bit of an IGL in the grands, but they still made pretty much more than everyone else. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, chat, this trio season here was not in my prime, because I had to do a week of a school trip going to Poland. My family forced me to go on a family vacation, which of course was nice, but that took me away from the PC for another week. There was one other thing as well. I don't remember what was. Back then it was like you had to play 12 hours a day because everybody loved the game, you know? Chat, even 2 of the FNCS weeks, which were to qualify for heats, I didn't play 2 of those weeks, bro. And those weeks had like, they had like $30,000 each for first place. My family forced me to have a good time. Yeah, but of course, bro, family vacation is good. But I was 14 here. I was addicted to Fortnite, bro. And that opportunity, I knew how big that opportunity was. And they were like, no, fucker, you're coming with us.
Well-known player in Europe.
So.
They would go on to get 7th, securing $6,400, but this wasn't good enough for Savage, and he began to grind even harder. Savage would be glad he grinded so hard because in the upcoming months, there would be something that would make his dreams come true. Chapter 2 of Fortnite was here, and Savage wouldn't start it too hot. In the squad's FNCS, he didn't even make it to the grand finals. While Benji actually placed 2nd in the grand finals, Savage was sidelined and not happy. People began to ask, was Savage getting washed, and was he even ever that good? And well, he kept grinding.
Bro, that pissed me off so much.
Any of the critics get to his head. Being
I was like, I need to become the best solo player now to prove that I can.
For a fresh new year to start.
To prove that I'm still good, you know.
In February, he ended up leaving.
Because nobody thought I was good anymore, bro. I was getting left with some interesting teammates.
Savage because they knew how good he was and how good he could be. And it was just in time for the DreamHack Anaheim solo LAN tournament where he would go on to play out of his mind. And well, even though there isn't much footage of him playing, let's break down what we can. Game 3, MrSavage pulls off a crazy sequence of play and pushes himself into the top 4.
Shot on the Jinx. This is somebody who was pushing him and quickly turns. Oh my god! MrSavage turning it on in the end game. 7 for him. There's a perspective of actually, I believe, Jinx. So we can actually stay in the replay mode if we can. I'm not sure why we're swapping out.
After game 4, we can see him break into first place, and in game 5, he has another good game and holds on to the lead. Now, game 6, he got 0 points, and in game 7, Bizzle ended up winning it, which stole first place from Savage. Now, going to the final game, Bizzle was leading the charge over Savage by 10 points.
Look how cold this, bro.
Nah,
in this last game, I was so locked in, bro.
The final game would disappoint.
Centered. I didn't need anything. I was capped blue, bro. I just W-keyed centered.
On Cenov as he moves forward. 2 seconds. 1, the next beam. An RPG someone. 4 people left. 3 builds and an RPG to work with. He has a rainbow low up, but the question is, this is a great match as a big explosion comes through.
This is crazy,
dodges
bro.
The hype shots. It's Savage versus Benji Fishy. Ex-Org teammates. 100 Thieves versus NRG on low ground. While he watches and Savage says no. It's another chance. He goes for the dive. No match. Here we go. Odinite dodges the shot. Savage still up top. The 4th shot. Hits.
Yeah, bro, that was so. Nah, I was so hyped there, bro. I don't think I've ever been more hyped, bro.
And well, Savage would go on to win DreamHack and fulfill his goal of lifting a tournament.
Chat, before this, people were literally calling me washed for like at least like 3 or 4 months, bro. Cringe, bro. I don't give a f you say, bro. That is not cringe. People were calling me washed for 3 or 4 months, bro. And I was like, bro. And then I grinded so hard, and then I popped off this tournament, bro.
On a major stage.
And winning the last game as well was just perfect.
He was already a superstar, lifted a trophy at LAN, and is set for the rest of his life in terms of a career and wealth. You see, by 2020, MrSavage had already accomplished everything he wanted to do with Fortnite, but there was one thing that he wanted so badly and failed time and time again at achieving this, and that was to win an FNCS title. After DreamHack, MrSavage was on a high, but this dream of winning an FNCS wouldn't come easy. I mean,
it's loading, chat, it's loading, chill.
Finals that same season. So going into
I think it's about like 95% loaded, and then
more than ever.
This year, bro, this year it's happening.
Of winning an FNCS. Duo FNCS came
or
around
next year, I mean.
He teamed up with a fellow Norwegian iDrop. They ended up placing pretty well in qualifying to the grand finals, but in the grand finals they got 12th, which wasn't good enough. Then in the solo invitational that same season, he got 15th once again, not performing up to his standards. It seemed impossible for MrSavage to achieve his dream, but he kept trying at it. Chapter 2, Season 3 was solos again, and he was was ready to win it like he did back in DreamHack. But 57th wasn't the result he was looking for.
Yeah,
but
bro.
then he
I'm
formed
not
a
gonna lie.
God Trio in Chapter 2 Season 4 and was ready to go all the way. They even won one Cash Cup and placed high in almost every single event that season. But in the grand finals, after being contested, they fell short once again, placing 8th. In
Oh,
Chapter 2
that's so
Season 5,
annoying,
he
bro.
teamed up with Tayson and iDrop, which was a
When I was playing with Benji and Lechi, bro, we get fucking con buddies. Bro, they were taking the key card for the vault and running into the edge map in the water, man. And we still got 8th place.
another God Trio. Tayson at this point had already won 2 times FNCS and was a defending FNCS champion from the season before.
Bro, this season, iDrop and Tayson, they were so childish, bro. Like, I was there, I was just chilling, trying to play as well as I could. But then it was like, iDrop would pick up like a gold charge, right? A gold charge shotgun. And then Tayson was like, drop it to me right now or I'm leaving the game. And he was being dead ass, bro. And then iDrop, because, you know, iDrop is a bit stupid. He wouldn't just drop him the gun, bro. Then he would start arguing. And then Tayson, of course, he had an ego after just winning 2 FNCSs. So he was not having that because his placement were way better than iDrop's. And then, like, whenever I would stream in a tournament and we do bad, Tayson would, like, want me to end stream so bad. And that was just bad vibes. Bro, that trio's a shit show, man. Even there was a Cash Cup where Tayson just left the call because he wanted to play solo Cash Cup. And we were like, bro, we got to play the trio Cash Cup, man. We got FNCS Grand soon. And he was like, no, I'm playing the solo Cash Cup. Yeah. Chat, we were playing the trio Cash Cup. And then Tayson was trying to, like, I'm pretty sure Tayson was like trying to kill us while he wasn't in call, while we were playing a Cash Cup. Because he just wanted to, like, get out the game as quick as possible so we could play the solo Cash Cup. It was so annoying, bro.
Once again, they placed 8th. MrSavage was good, and everyone knew he was good, but the only problem was he just wasn't good enough. With good teammates and fairly good drop spots, how wasn't Savage able to win in FNCS, let alone even come top 3 once? His trio disbanded, and he was in search of a new one. This time, instead of picking up stars, he would pick up people who meshed well together, and well, they were good. Chapter 2, Season 6 was the primal season that no one liked except for me because I'm weird. But for Savage, he realized that if he put his head down whenever
Chat, here I was like, okay, you know what, I know about teammates now. I need somebody that doesn't have an ego, that wants to play the game and grind and can take criticism, you know. So that was what I was looking for here.
everyone was complaining about the game and grinded, he could get ahead. This is where he picked up Andretta and Refsguard, 2 established European players who weren't necessarily stars.
I love both Andretta and Refsguard. They're so nice, bro.
They began the season really shaky, not earning as a trio until the Cash Cup before FNCS began. But during FNCS, they showed up big, getting 6th in week 1 and 2nd in week 2. They easily qualified for the FNCS Grand Finals from the 2nd place finish. Some people thought that since they qualified early, they would be rusty come Grand Finals. But for Savage and his trio, they took the time to analyze everything so that when Grand Finals came, they were prepared to win it all. It was looking like it was going to be Savage's time to finally go ahead and get the precious FNCS pickaxe he wanted. So with that being said, let's break down this Grand Finals. Game 1, they got 6th with 5 eliminations. Game 2, they went on to win the game, putting them up to 1st place. Game 3, they got 6th again. Game 4, they got 9th. And in the last 2 games, they got 16th and 10th. This was just enough to go into day number 2 of the Grand Finals, being on top of the leaderboard by just 1 point. They knew they needed to repeat their day 1 performances if they wanted.
We were playing so good, bro. Our mid games here, our early and mid games were so good because we had been grinding so hard. You know, so we always got into late game pretty much.
So that was their mentality going into game 7, where they went down early, but in game 8 they got 7th, which kept them in the running for FNCS. Game 9 they went big and got a 2nd place. Game 10 they got 6th place and they were really pushing for the FNCS title. Game 11 they went down early, and going into the last game, FNCS was anyone's game. So Savage and his trio went out and did this.
This may be the opening that they need to be able to catch up right now. Queasy and Turk is still on their feet, and Queasy's in trouble. Queasy's
I remember this.
And now, Savage and Rapsguard with 6 eliminations and the victory out in their sights could win it all right here, right now.
With that 6th place in the final game.
Oh, that was so annoying, bro. I remember that. That was so annoying. Because here I was trying to tell Refsguard, bro, just follow me, you know? I'm harpooning through, just stay on me. And then he got left in the back because Jerky started with him. And then I forgot that there was a kid on this wall, bro. I got awareness checked. If I just place a ramp over my head here, we literally get like top 2, bro. I had so many mats. And then we both
With
die,
that 6th
bro.
place in the final game, everyone took a step back and waited for the final results to see who was the Chapter 2 Season 6 FNCS champions. And as we hold our breath and waited for the leaderboard to reveal, we were disappointed.
For Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky, congratulations, you are this season's FNCS champion. Absolutely wonderful.
With another season gone by, and
Chat, we were in first games. We were in first place for 9 of the 12 games. Can't believe it,
Savage
bro.
failing yet again,
And then the next 3 seasons, we were conned by Malibuco.
it seemed as if he lost motivation for the game. Although he didn't win FNCS,
I mean, that's not
getting
true.
second was by far his
If
best
anything,
result.
I got
He
more
still wanted
motivated.
to win an FNCS, but when someone grinds hard for the amount of time Savage was grinding, it eventually turns to burnout. You see, Savage was still streaming and placing in tons of cash cups, but for the rest of Chapter 2, he didn't perform well. In Season 7,
Yeah, because we were contested, bro.
And in Season 8,
We were
there
contested
two
3 straight
FNCSs where he
seasons
was
in a row.
contested in both of them and placed 23rd and 15th. MrSavage was very good, constantly placing high, but he was never good enough to really push for the FNCS pickaxe. After a decent chapter, it was now time for a fresh start, but what he didn't know was this would be the start of the downfall. Chapter 3 came and he teamed up with Benji Fishy for the first FNCS of the chapter. In the end, this duo seemed to be a thing of the past as they placed 36th in grand finals. In the following season, they got 45th in grand finals, and this caused Benji Fishy to retire.
Alright, I'm gonna be
leaving
honest.
Savage duelist. Going into the last,
I'm gonna be honest. When I started playing with Benji Fish again, we made a very bad decision to land in what's it called, Tilted Towers. When Tilted Towers came back, like you would think it's a good POI, but bro, the way the terrain is around it, there's mountains everywhere around it, you know. So the people landing outside of Tilted Towers just go to the mountains and look into Tilted. So that POI was shit. That POI was so bad, and yeah, I did not know how to get Storm Surge, bro. I can't lie.
season
I
of
did not know how to get Storm Surge after the 3 seasons I've just played with being conned off spawn.
chapter, and the last opportunity to qualify for the first global LAN event, Savage picked up Hen, who was a multiple-time FNCS champ. Now, that season they didn't really perform well and got 26 in grands, but they still got invited to
I'm
the
not gonna
global
lie.
FNCS LAN in Raleigh.
I liked playing with Hen. Like, Hen was really good at that time, but he did not listen to me, bro. He did not listen to me.
The LAN, they
Whenever I
got
tried to say
24th,
anything,
which
bro,
is
he did
decent,
not,
but nothing
did
crazy.
not listen to
Another
me.
chapter gone, and Savage didn't even come close to winning an FNCS this time. Savage knew his prime might be over, but he still wouldn't give up on his dream. Chapter 4 came, and so did another 3 FNCSs and a global LAN event. He began the chapter playing with iDrop. In the first season, he did not do well, placing 32nd. But when he and iDrop split and Savage duoed with Vidil, it looked promising. They went on to get 8th in grand finals, which was Savage's first top 10 in over a year. Going into Major 3, they had high hopes to go on and win or at least qualify for the FNCS Global LAN in Denmark at the end of the year. But they didn't do great. They got 43rd, which was terrible.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible. Chat, I'm not gonna lie. This is the thing, right? I was so done with being contested because I just came out of 3 seasons in a row in Steamy being contested, and like all the seasons I played with Benji and Hen, I was contested and tilted. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna land at some in random POI, bro. And we landed at Naughty Nets, but when we decided to land at Naughty Nets, there was the katanas, right? That were right there, and like half the map did not have katanas. So we were kind of playing by the meta. And then the next season came, there was like pretty much no new POIs. So we kept landing Naughty Nets, and bro, in a final lobby, if the zone pool's far from Naughty Nets, it's cooked. You like the game is over. There was no mobility, you know. There was no mobility, so the game was over if it pulled far. So that was a bad decision. Sticking to Naughty Nets, we should just change POI because we were good at fighting, you know.
Luckily for
but like, chat, in the qualifiers for the major, we pulled like 4 zones out of the 6 games. We won the qualifier. In grand finals, we pulled no zones and we got almost dead last. So
them, there was still going to be a last chance major for them to try and sneak into the FNCS Global LAN event. And they
Biggs got 4th on a no meta edge map drop spot. Yeah, but we also had to run up in 200 meter high mountain, bro, because we were landing in the island.
Opportunity for granted. They went on to go crazy. So let's break that
Holy
down. Game
yap.
1, they got 11th place,
bad,
which
bro.
is nothing crazy. But then in Game 2, they pulled off a 3rd place, which pushed them up the leaderboard. Game 3, they went on to go down in 19th. But in Game 4, they pulled off an insane win.
Nice to see them on hype overall. Just hold this, but it's cost them so much in terms of mats. Sort of on Savage's body. And these guys down below are weak, so he's going to clinch.
Bro, the casters now, bro, the casters that were before were so much better, man. I miss old casters. I'm sure the casters right now are nice people, bro, but
and in the final game,
there's just no hype, I feel like.
This meant that Savage would be attending another global LAN event in Copenhagen, which was by far the most hyped event since the beloved World Cup. And well, they did not disappoint. Since they made the LAN from the Last Chance Major, they only had one chance to get top 25 to make the grand finals of the LAN event. So they didn't just get top 25, they won the whole thing, even securing
11 is the only good one.
in the process.
Yeah, 11's good. There's one other one that's good as well. Video clutched this game like crazy, bro. I cannot believe this clutch that he pulled off. We can't that, but bro. Look, bro, I was like, bro, fucking this guy's God or what?
Flashback to the kid who was dominating the World Cup scene back in the day.
He literally just got 6 kills in a row and just
Grand finals, he
just popped off, bro.
Placing 24th. And with this failure, Savage went back home to Norway to rethink his future. And while he was rethinking his future, the OG season came and one man came back into the picture. That one man was Mongraal. For some reason, MrSavage had the bright idea.
Now we're closer to current time, bro.
For all of 2024. Everyone was shocked. So when Chapter 5 came, no one expected them to do anything, as Mongraal hasn't played the game in years. But they proved everyone wrong. In the first season, they pulled off the perfect script and qualified to FNCS Grand Finals on Europe. But in the first Grand Finals, they were contested and only ended up placing 39th. Now, this duo had potential, and Mongraal
honestly, I did not expect us.
But in
I was like,
chapter,
we can qual Grand Finals. It's not gonna be easy, but we can do it, you know. That was the goal for the first season. Like, sure, it would have been nice to be Uncon and Grands, but like that was not happening, you know. Like, me and Mongraal was not gonna get Uncon and Grands. There was no way. Can you turn on alerts? I don't know how to do that on this thing. I'm sorry. I'll try and figure it out.
Finals. So for the last FNCS of the chapter, they moved to NA to try to clutch a spot in the global championship. They grinded super hard all season and were showing glimpses of greatness. They went on to qualify for the grand finals actually pretty easily, and when it came to the grand finals, they didn't perform, only placing 28th when they needed top 10 to make the global LAN event. But now that stirs up a conversation that needs to be had about MrSavage. What was he gonna do in his future? As we've seen, MrSavage's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. From a young kid in Norway
the cactus changed,
stars, his story is one
ruined
of
everything, bro. It ruined the perfect script
and a drive to be the best. He may have faced countless challenges, near misses, and even moments of doubt, but what sets MrSavage apart isn't just his skill, it's his unwavering commitment to the game he loves. But as we close out this chapter on MrSavage's story, it raises an important question. What's next for the 200 IQ prodigy? Has he truly reached his peak, or is there still more greatness to come? Could his best moments be behind him, or is the resurgence waiting just around the corner? Only time will tell if MrSavage can defy the odds once more. But one thing is for sure, we all love MrSavage.
Oh,
if you guys did enjoy this deep dive into MrSavage's career,
that was a good video.
Check out this video on the coin flip that won Cooper and Miro $1 million. And as always, stay sharp, stay happy,
that was a good video.
Keep grinding.
That was a good video, bro. Hey, let me drop a sub to this guy. He's only got 32k subs, bro. What? This guy needs to get some more subs, man. W video. FNCS win is loading.